Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Come on and shout it. I talk, you talk, we talk. Women talk life. It ain't no surprise. Baby, you could see if you would open up your eyes. You won't understand if you can't open up your mind. So let's stop wasting time when women talk live.
And welcome to another episode of Women's Talk Live Overnights. How are you, y'all?
Hey, I'm your girl, SassyScribe.
This is Elle, Boogie.
Ava J here. All right, so
It's been a
today,
week. You want to know how it is? It's been a week. It's been a week. I think we all had that.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I actually look forward to doing this every week. I really do.
I do. I
It's a great way
really
to
do.
start the week.
Exactly.
Right. And we give you that Tuesday morning boost that you need.
Right. Yeah, definitely. All right, y'all. So today, as promised as last week, because we talked about it, we said, you know what? Hey, let's go ahead and do this. So today we're talking about Black family superstitions and tropes. So we got them all lined out for you, y'all. All lined out. So be prepared. And listen, if there's some that you know that you like, oh, you know what?
Leave them in the comments.
Yeah, really, because I mean, it's a lot of them out there. But I'm just gonna give a couple of little known facts as far as superstitions. Many Black superstitions, such as eating black-eyed peas for lunch, using protective charms or rituals around hair, originated from West African spiritual practices. Black-eyed peas, for example, were brought to America by enslaved Africans and became a New Year's tradition in the South, later connecting the belief that prosperity and survival in the Civil War.
That's still the case. My mother calls me. If I don't see my mother on New Year's Eve, she makes sure to tell me, make sure you get your black eyed peas and collard greens for the new year. She cooks them, even if you got to stop by, get a spoonful. Make sure you just got to get a spoonful. And I've used that. I put it in hummus. I make a black eyed pea hummus. Because some people are turned off by the taste of black eyed peas. Stop, sass.
I'm turned
But
off by
yeah.
hummus in
Oh,
general.
no. My black eyed pea hummus is delicious, honey.
I am going to defy that black trope. My mother does the same thing. I never take a spoonful of black eyed
Are you
peas.
Yeah,
I'll
serious?
eat the greens.
my mom does the same thing. She fixed black-eyed peas for her, and to me, I'm like, no, thank you.
No, thank you.
Mm-mm.
No, thank you. Once I turned 18, you couldn't force me to eat them.
Right. But hey,
Oh,
listen.
wow.
Yeah.
Nope.
So
I get my black eyed
greens.
peas and collard
Yeah,
greens.
definitely. Collard greens. Yeah, as long as it's made with
Greens,
turkey,
petite,
not
baked,
pork.
baked lambs.
All right. So the second one I have: Black idioms and sayings often function as code language for survival, especially
Facts.
during slavery and later for solidarity. Phrases like each one, teach one originated from secret efforts to spread literacy when education for enslaved people was forbidden.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was a code.
Just like don't bring her home if she can't use my comb.
Mhm. But you know what? And just listening and since we do the show, I always do a lot of research. I'm gonna tell you, I am ashamed. Y'all don't kill me. I am so ashamed that I didn't realize that the cornrows were maps for the
Yep.
Underground Railroad.
Mm-hmm.
I heard.
And they
I
had
feel
seeds and notes in them.
ashamed that I didn't know that.
They
Yeah,
put
And
seeds in
low
them
key
and
mad at my
notes.
parents for not telling me that shit.
yeah. My grandmother told me that. Because she used to she had her hair used to be real long, but it was really like thin. But
Hmm.
she would part it, and then she would like take it, and then like whatever she did, and then she took a string and just wrapped it around, and then
Hmm.
she told me about the cornrows. And at that, and I was young, but I was like, and I was sitting there like, wow. I was fascinated because I'm like, a
Yeah.
map? And
I went down a rabbit hole. I went down a rabbit hole, and each railroad, each underground railroad had a different design.
mm-hmm,
So it
Mm.
was just it was mind with all the things our people have been through.
right,
That's why these black superstitions and tropes, I think a lot of it just got us through just life and
Hmm.
continues to get us through everything that's going on, especially now.
right, exactly.
That's just like parables and things like that. When you would tell the stories to the kids to get them to not go in the forest at night, so that's how you came up with like Hansel and Gretel. Because when people lived in like colonies and things, your kids would venture off. A lot of the things that we just take for granted as sayings or this or that. I remember I had a teacher. Shout out to Miss Jacqueline Owens from Belmont Elementary. She was the one that told us about when we did the transit, when we were on the transatlantic slave trade, how the women put seeds in their braid and they put notes in the locks and things like that to when they go from one place to another to give this to that person or give this to that person or to be able to revegetate or repopulate once you had your own little plot of land as a sharecropper. But yeah, it's deep.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
Mm,
sad that we have to go through all of that, but
yeah,
we
right.
yeah.
dope. Yo, everything is about us. What was somebody walked by me? A non-person of color had walked by and said something. It was either like word or something that we made, and I was like, yo, they use it with just such impunity, like it's nothing, and they don't really stop to consider like we made this all this lingo you doing, all this swag you think you have. It comes from us, like, and it's amazing to just watch the world go by with no acknowledgement of who set that bar.
Right.
I mean, it's like how they appropriated the word woke
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and
Yes.
took it
Yeah.
and took it down a whole bastardization rabbit hole.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Yep.
Me
All
Too
right.
movement.
Yeah.
Okay, we going,
All right,
but we going down
Sasta.
a rabbit hole.
Yes. Yeah. Sasta, take it away.
Okay, so I'm just gonna read my little intro because my eyes are really acting up today.
Okay.
But no, wrong way. But black superstitions are a collection of beliefs often passed down um, through generations, right? And the color black or certain actions are associated with that. The good or the bad luck, black and within the black community, and their beliefs can vary across families. Like we're all three from three different areas. You guys have roots deep in the South. I probably do, but they are never discussed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the superstitions that I grew up with, I don't know where my mom got them from, but she got them from her mom, who more than likely didn't know where they came from. So one of the ones we were talking about earlier were the black superstitions. So, and April said it, on New Year's Day, we have certain foods that you have to eat for New Year's, and that is black eyed peas and collard greens must be eaten on New Year's Day because it's believed to bring you good luck and prosperity in the coming years. And the greens are for money. I do
For
eat
money.
greens.
Yeah.
I don't eat the black eyed peas.
Yeah. The greens I
I
eat
do
too.
eat greens. I
Yeah.
eat the greens and I eat the neck bones in the greens, but I don't
Well,
eat the black eyed peas.
yeah. I don't do the pork,
Um,
but the turkey I do.
well, yeah. So this is one that I learned, especially living on my own, is that single women must have a man walk across their threshold before they leave their home on New Year's Day. And that is supposed to bring them good luck, but it can't just be any man. It has to be a man of good character, good spirit, good, just good values, like a solid brother. Okay. And then the three wise men card that you put over your door.
Mm-hmm.
I got pissed last Christmas because I didn't get a three wise men Christmas card. So I had to go out and buy the three wise men Christmas card just to put over my door because that too is supposed to bring you good luck.
Hmm.
Here's
Now I've
one
never
that
heard of the wise man card. I never heard of
Yeah,
that.
neither.
yeah.
So
That's a new
give me a
one for
little more
me.
information. So you put the three
You
wise
put it
men, you
over
just gonna
your
get a
I just
greeting
put it over
card.
my front door. So
Okay.
somebody, when I get Christmas cards, I always
Uh-huh.
display them, nice little design. And my mother did this growing up. She always put the three wise men over the door.
Okay.
Always, always,
Okay. I'm
especially
buying
the
three
door
wise
that
men Christmas
we,
cards for everybody this year.
huh?
I'm buying three wise men gift cards. I mean, Christmas cards for
But
everybody
see,
this year.
but everybody doesn't know that.
Yeah, well, we've never
Everybody
done
does
that.
not know that,
Yeah,
and
we've
it's
never
Well,
done
the
supposed, again,
listeners
it's
to
supposed to.
Women's Talk Live know it.
Well, yes, they know it now, thanks
They
to
know it
us.
now,
Yeah.
But yeah,
right?
you put it over the door for good luck.
Okay.
Um, Here's one that I know every black person and every black person should know this. You should know this. Sweeping over someone's feet with
Oh,
a broom.
Jesus.
How many times have you got backhanded,
Oh,
front-handed pops?
you got, yes.
He, you didn't even
You
sweep. The broom was a foot away. It's too
right.
close.
Yeah, it's too
The
close.
broom is
Yeah,
too close.
right.
So
You
it's
get your ass whipped
considered
for that.
bad luck.
Yeah.
Right. You got a serious ass whipping for that. But it's considered bad luck and potentially preventing them from getting married or even leading to jail time.
Oh
Hmm.
my gosh, I never heard of that. Now
I
you couldn't
never heard.
step over
I never
anybody.
heard of that. I heard about the bad luck, but I didn't know keeping. That's why I ain't married, y'all. They just keep sweeping around my feet. So
Yeah, I only heard bad
Here's
luck.
one that I recognize. I have a broom, right? And it says a broom at the front door will ward off negative energy. So if you have a person that comes in your house and they recognizes that broom or they acknowledge that broom, it's disturbed their spirit in a way to let you know they can't come back.
Mm.
So I keep a broom at my front door. And
All right, can
anyone
I?
that comes,
I never
I gotta
noticed
tell
that
you
you kept a
something.
broom at your front door.
Me either.
see, because your spirits are good.
Okay.
But I will tell you this: years and years and years ago, I was told to put a layer of salt along the threshold of my home because it won't allow people with ill intentions to enter your home. And I had, you meet people, you cool with them or whatever, and I never had anybody really come to the house. But I had a lady that I would come back and forth from DC with, and she was wild. She was cool, but she was wild. Lifestyle not mine. The way she moved wasn't like me, but we got along on the train. She gave me a ride home. She needed to use the bathroom. And do you know when she got to my door, she was like, "Never mind, I think I can make it home." And that was the like
What?
I swear, yo, hand to God, I swear, it happened just like a layer of salt along the threshold of your home. And I've always kept fresh salt. Keep it right by the front door.
Yeah. Now,
Put
see,
a line
mine's
over it.
yeah, mine's is the opposite because my mom is a pastor. So anytime I buy a house or if I move into a house, I have her come in and touch every doorpost in my house.
Yeah, you get it
So, and
blessed.
she has the but not
Yeah,
only for that, but
oil,
it's like yeah, like
The oil.
it's the virgin oil that, she prays over or whatever.
anoints,
Mhm.
the
The
But
anointing
anointing
yeah,
oil.
oil.
but she has to touch every doorpost so that way I'm covered from front to back everywhere. So anybody that same way has any ill intentions,
Yep.
they
Hmm.
cannot cross over my door. So I have her do that. And funny enough, my ex-husband can't come in my house. So,
But you know what?
Now,
I'm gonna do that. I have a mat. I always have a doormat. And I used to have a welcome mat until I was told that having a welcome mat or a welcome sign at your door invites bad spirits. It invites everybody. So you're not just inviting, the good people. When it says welcome, it's almost like all are welcome. So everybody is allowed to cross. My question to you, KL, if I put the salt down, can I put my mat on top of it just so they don't track salt on my hardwood
you're
floor?
not gonna see it. And when you have your door, whatever that little insert is, like that ridge, and it's
Hmm.
not like a whole thing, it's just a thin layer of salt. Nice layer
I
of
don't have
salt.
a ridge. I don't have a ridge there. The way my door closes, I don't have a ridge, and you would
I mean,
definitely
yeah, put
see it.
the mat. You could put them. I wouldn't see why I wouldn't put the mat over it,
Okay,
but
okay,
yeah,
that's a bet,
yes,
bet.
all day.
I would do that. I
that's a
would
good
do
one.
that. I would
Yeah,
definitely
I
And
do
my
didn't
that.
hear the
cousin, the
salt. I
Reverend,
heard the oil, but I
he
didn't
did
hear
the
the
how he
salt.
did breaking bread like that. When we opened in Pigtown, he was the first person that was allowed to go into breaking bread. We all stood outside. We had to press everybody. They was like, "What is he doing? He's blessing the building." Before we go in,
Mm-hmm.
my cousin's a pastor. I was like, "Al, could you? Sorry, Reverend Albert. Could you please go in?" And but he went in and he touched and anointed the space, and we were so blessed within that space.
Right. And
So
You were.
it
I
was
do
for
it all
me.
the time. All the time. No matter where I move. I always have my mom come in
Yep.
and bless every door
I,
seat.
I had I
Every
had definitely had my house blessed, and this might go antithetical to a lot of people's religions. But when I'm feeling a certain way, if I'm feeling stressed, I get my sage. My sage sits right here, right on my mantle in my on my fireplace. My sage is there. My palo santo is there. So when I'm feeling away, all of these doors open, all of these windows open. Now I even open up the garage door. So I want all of that negative energy and all of those spirits that could potentially be in here out.
You know what's
Now,
so
when you stage, do
interesting?
you go front to back or back to front? How does that
I
work? Kind of
go,
like
I go
sleeping, because
because
they
I
said you
start here
can't
on the
sleep.
back. I start here on the back. I go back to front. So I want
Okay.
everything to just like to go out. And it's nothing like I'm not a religious person, but I just say a few words to get these evil spirits out and to continue to bless me with abundance and peace. And then I just sage. And no one taught me how to do it. No one taught me how to do it. And then I have a
If
blood.
it
I have
works for you, it works.
it works for me, and I have a blood red sage that I use. I haven't burnt that yet,
Yeah.
but I
Now,
mean
what
not used,
does
but
that
You
I
do?
know,
got.
you know what's interesting? I had happened to me one time when I was living um in Bell Camp. I This was right after my aunt had passed. You know how you put flowers on the grave and everything, and
Mhm.
so they tell you, if you want to take. So I actually took one of the white roses from her grave and, not thinking much of it, brought it home and just kind of put it. I don't know if I put it on my table or whatever. Right after that, strange things start happening in my house.
Mm.
And I remember one night in particular that I had
I'm
just put the
already
kids to
scared.
bed.
I
No, I
just got
just
chills.
Yeah, no, I just
I
put the
saw.
kids to bed, and I was working. I was had the TV on. I was working. I was making sure they were in the bed and all the stuff, making sure, like, because I would cook dinner and everything at that
Hmm.
time.
Hmm.
My ex-husband wasn't home, so I would, have dinner and whatever. And then I went upstairs, and I couldn't find my phone. And I'm like, where in the hell is my phone? And I'm looking everywhere. Like, looking, I went in the kids' room, went back downstairs, and I went upstairs. And I'm like, okay, I know I'm not crazy. I know I'm not crazy. I know I set my phone down on the bed. And I knew I did. I was just like, okay, did I pick it up? So then I went to my steps as you go downstairs, and I said to myself, I was like, oh Lord, please let me find my phone. I just need to find my phone. I went back in my room because I was going to see if I had maybe left it on my dresser and just missed it.
Hmm. Hmm.
When I went in my room, my phone was sitting at the edge of my bed, just sitting there. And I'm looking like I walked and I literally went through this bed. How is it just sitting there right now? And it unnerved me, and I was just like, oh my gosh. So then finally, kept like different stuff. So then my mom had the next day, she had picked up my kids and brought them home because I was working a little late. So she picked them up, brought them home. And my mom, soon as she came in the house, she was just like, something ain't right in here. Something ain't right in here. And I was just looking like, and I told her, and immediately, I don't know how, but she saw the white rose sitting on my table in my living room. Now, she wasn't even anywhere near it. She just spotted it. And she says, where did you get that from? And I told her, I said, because this was her sister. I said, I took
Hmm.
it off the grave. She was just like, get it out of here. She said, get it out of here
Wow.
right now. She was like, I don't care. Just take it all the way, take it outside, throw it in. We had like, and in the block, we had like the Susquehanna. So she said, just throw it. And I threw it, and I came back, and my mom was around just touching every door, had her oil, because my mom travels with her oil, She touched her door, and she was just like, "Don't ever bring any flowers from a dead person's grave in your house, because you're inviting their spirit in your house." And I was just like, and
Wow.
from then on, I don't care what it is, a plant or whatever, I do
I
not.
need to go. I need to go throw this plan away.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, because she was just like, if you place it on the dead person, like you're presenting that to them as their last, whatever, and
Tribute.
you should not bring it, because whatever spirit is on them. And don't get me wrong, my aunt was a mess. She was hilarious, but she was a mess. But I mean, whatever it was, I brought it in my house. And my mom was
I,
like, "Don't ever do that again." And I was just like, "Okay." Lesson learned. Lesson learned.
But you think about that. I inherited this house, right?
Mm,
My family inherited the house, and I'm living here. And in the basement, it's full of stuff. My uncle was a collector of a lot of shit, junk
mhm,
shit, but some really, 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 really expensive pieces, right? But when I sage, I make sure I go down there because I believe spirits attached to things as well.
mm, mhm.
yeah.
I do believe that. I
Right.
absolutely do believe that. And I remember when I was dating this one guy. I know we like really off topic, but I would go to work and he would be here, and he would call me and he was like, "Someone keeps kicking the bed when you leave." And he said, "And every time
Mm.
I'm in here by myself, it happens." I said, "My uncle don't like you. Get the fuck out of his house."
Oh, funny. Oh,
But
well.
he was like, "You got gins.
Now,
You got gins," and I'd never heard of that before. And I was like, first of all, I'm terrified of shit. Like
Mhm,
I remember sitting on my couch and I heard a thump on the floor, and it was my chair was here, my purse was on the chair, the comb inside my purse was sitting in the middle of the floor. Now I didn't move.
mhm.
I cussed everybody out. I said, "Y'all got the wrong motherfucker to be doing this shit to, because I'll let you have this bitch and think nothing." Please stop. And then
Right.
that's really when I got into that whole
Yeah.
saging thing
Yeah, and
because
that's what
I
I
didn't do
do,
it
because
before.
you never know what spirits in your house. And my mom, that's why I always tell my mom, and even anywhere, like even family members have my mom come in and go through their
mm,
house, because she was just like, whatever's in there, it has to go, and
It
you
has
have
to.
to, yeah. So, but so
Okay, so
what's the next
these
one?
two, I think these two go together. Itchy palms,
Oh, yeah.
right, left,
Right.
right, left. So the right is believe that money is coming in, while the left is money is coming out.
Right.
Some people say the left is coming in, the right is coming out. It depends on how you were raised and what they were telling you.
Right.
The other one is the ears ringing. Now,
Right.
I was always told when your ears are ringing, someone's talking about you, and it's usually
Oh,
not
yeah.
good.
Or if your nose is itching, somebody's
I
talking
didn't
about
hear
you.
that one.
Yeah, my
mm.
If your
grandmother, when she
nose
used to
itch,
do like this, and she'd be like, "Oh," she said, "Yeah, somebody got they got their my no," she said, "Somebody got their name in their mouth, got my name in their mouth," and I'd be like, "Yeah," she would like, and I was like, I used to be like, "Mom, what you talking about?" She was like, "Somebody talking about me." I'd be
Oh,
like, "Okay."
now here's one. I don't know if people generally believe this, but it's the black cat. When you see a
Mm,
black cat or cross a black cat, it's usually good luck. And somebody's cat in the neighborhood sits under the tree in my yard, but it has a white underbelly. So to me, that's not a full black cat,
right.
right? The other
it's bad
thing,
luck for a black cat to cross your path.
yeah, it is. It's bad luck for a black cat to
Oh, okay.
cross your path.
Hmm. Right.
The other thing is when I'm walking with anybody, I do not split the pole. It drives my family crazy. I
Yeah.
do not
Yeah.
split the
Oh
pole.
yeah. No, we can't
Anybody I'm
either.
walking with,
Then you
you
have to
don't
walk
split the
around the
pole.
pole
Yep.
in the direction that the person. Oh yeah, we
Yup,
couldn't do that either.
yup.
Yep.
I have
Yep.
Yeah.
literally stopped in my tracks and followed them. They were like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I
Yeah,
don't
you
split the
can't split
pole."
the pole.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess
Yo,
if you
my
think that, you think
son,
if you step on a
my
crack, you're gonna
youngest
break your
son
mother's back. No, no, it's
is an
not the same.
asshole. I want to say for the record out loud, James, you are an asshole. Do you know this Negro will have me have to run around a pole like we having a made fair dance because he don't care that I care so much about splitting the pole. So he'll backtrack and go around the other side. Yo,
Oh
we'll
my,
be outside like 5 minutes like idiots just running around the damn pole because I refuse to split the pole.
Right. Oh, you know what?
oh
You know
my
what's
god.
another one that my mom told me about one time. Um, in her neighborhood, there were all these birds on somebody's roof. All these birds, all the birds. And my mom said, oh, that person ain't gonna live long. And I was just like,
Oh,
what?
Oh my
She was just
God.
like, yeah, she said, when you see a lot of birds on somebody's roof, they smell death and they ain't gonna be here long. And God, my witness, her neighbor died probably about, no, yeah, no, it was the older guy. Yeah, he died probably about 2, 3 months, no, 2, 3 weeks later.
Now
And
wow.
you
I
know I'm
was
gonna be
just
looking
like,
at people's
what
houses with birds on them
the
now, right?
hell?
You know
Yeah,
what
she
you
told me
Mm.
that. Yeah, she told me that. Yeah, and I was just like, wow, okay. But every time, and it never fails. It happened in, I think, 3 houses in her block. And
Oh
she
wow.
was saying,
She
she
gotta
said,
move.
she said, all the birds, all the birds. Well, I mean, my mom lived in the older community, but what she said, yeah, all the birds, if you see that, they know death is coming. So
We
they
shot
Well,
fly
at
let's
on the roof.
let's get
at
into
Sassy's house. When we shot at your house and we had the super producer Rhonda, me and
the
her were talking.
Cardinals.
Yep, and she was telling me about the Cardinals, and I was going through. I think it was like the anniversary of my dad's passing, and she would say how they would come, and you could talk to them, be the spirit of your the person you want to talk to, and
Mhm.
two Cardinals came up, and she was like, "That one's for me, and that one's for you," and yo, Rhonda, we said our little personal things, quietly, but Rhonda left and her cardinal left. And I stayed and I talked to my dad's cardinal. And when I said, I'm done, thank you, the cardinal left. And it's amazing. I don't care what nobody say. That it's
My
real.
dad
I
comes,
I, I
yeah,
believe it.
my dad comes and talks to me, and he's right out there on this it's like a telephone wire. And if I'm sitting out smoking a cigar and I see that cardinal, I'm like, hey dad, what's up? I had some coffee today. I went to Rural Farms because I knew you. I'm talking to him. But you know what? I remember one day Rhonda was here and Rhonda came in and she said, Sassy, it's somebody outside for you. And it was a red cardinal.
Oh wow.
Because
Wow.
I think every
Yeah.
time she went near it, it flew away. So she was like, Sassy, I think that's for you. And I
Hmm.
went outside and it was there.
Yeah,
Yep, that's
And
how it was
she
with
was
my
the
dad.
one that told me. I'd never even heard of that until she told me
Me
that.
too.
yeah, yeah.
Me
So, but
too.
now don't we find ourselves looking for these cardinals? We want these cardinals to come, even if to just say hi. So I look at it as a sign that he's telling me that I'm doing well, that he's proud of me. That's how I look at it. I don't look at it as
Exactly.
like negative, but it would be creepy if I saw him standing in the doorway. That
Hmm.
would freak me out. Don't
Oh
do it.
God.
I've had
Don't
that
do it.
happen to me.
Don't do it.
I've had that happen
Oh
to me with
no.
my grandfather, but this was like years ago when I was young and I was close to him. And he passed away like in 88. And me and my mom was, I just went and it was like right before like a day before his funeral. I went to bed and I immediately felt like cold. It was like really chilly. And I was just like, man, why is it so cold? And I mean, it was like that towards the end of April. And when I had this feeling, and when I turned around, I had a chair at the end of my bed. And when I looked, he was sitting at the end of my bed. And I screamed. I screamed and ran out. At the time, my grand aunt, which was his sister, was staying in the house. She had came and stayed in the house, so she was in the room next. And she was just like, "What's wrong?" And I told her, and she said, "Listen." She said, "He's just there to make sure you're okay." He said, "He's not there to hurt you or anything like that." She said, "You don't have anything to be afraid of." And she went in my room, and they used to call my
Okay,
grandfather
sassy.
Bubba. No, they used to call my grandfather Bubba. So she was just like, all right, Bubba, I know you here to make sure, we're good. We're okay. It's okay to go. And I didn't see him anymore after that.
Mhm. I
But
believe so
Happy
for you.
just
yeah, but I
when my
don't, I don't,
grandfather.
yeah. But then after that, I learned that, spirits, when you see stuff like that, they're not, unless it's some type of evil type of, but they're not there. They're just there to make sure you're okay. And even when I recently went to my grandmother's grave to just kind of bring closure to some stuff, I felt her, like literally felt her while I was at the gravesite. And I was there by myself. And I noticed when I turned around because at Baltimore Cemetery, it's like very, very old graves. And it was like this high monument or whatever else. And I saw a dove standing, like sitting and watching. And I told her, I said, Mama, I'm good. I'm letting it go. I'm good. And it stood there for a minute. And then once I got up and got ready to leave, when I looked, it was gone. I ain't see
Oh,
it fly away or nothing.
Y'all
It was
creeping
just
me
gone.
out now. But you know what? When my grandfather died, I remember my cousin saying that her mother knew that he had passed because he
Hmm.
visited her. She said she was laying in the bed. Her mother's
Right.
deceased too now, but she said she was laying in the bed and she felt the bed depressed, and it was my grandfather
Hmm.
saying that he
Yeah.
was leaving. My mother said she knew he had passed because the mirror fell off our wall in the living room and
Hmm.
broke.
Yeah. Yeah.
mm,
And that's what she said. Somebody passed away.
Yeah. My mom is the same
yo,
And
way.
then we got the phone call.
Yeah. My mom is the same way. Creeps me out sometime, but she was like, oh yeah, yeah. She was like, yeah, somebody, yeah.
yeah, I have
And then
one that's gonna have
she'll tell
Christy
me
run.
who it is, and I'll be like, what?
Let me tell you. So my grandparents lost their youngest son, my uncle Chunky. But what happened was my grandfather was a pastor, and my grandmother's friend called late at night, like one of their friends. I'll say I don't want to
Mhm.
make it sound like one of their friends called, but she wouldn't talk to my grandmother. She said, "I need to speak to Reverend Jackson," and she told my grandfather. She said, "Where's Chunky?" And he said that's what they called my uncle. And he said he's on his way back to base because he was in the military. And she said, "I saw a coffin rise through the air." Yo, I'm getting chills. She said, "I saw a coffin rise through the air. And when it opened in the clouds, I saw Chunky." And the next day, the military came to the house and said that my uncle passed away in a car accident on his way back to the base.
Hmm.
Yes, I believe.
Lord
Yo,
have
the stuff
mercy.
we talking about, yo, it's just,
Yeah.
It's this
yeah.
this whole conversation is just giving me chills because we have so many members in our family that can
Hmm.
see things and
Yeah.
feel things,
We in
like
touch with the
especially like a
ancestors. We
true
know who we
empath.
are.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. We
Yeah,
do.
and I think all of us have it, but we don't really like we don't really tap into it. Like if I
Yeah.
feel something, I shake it off. Like
Right.
nope, nope,
No,
nope, not
no.
nope,
Yeah, my
nope.
thing is
Even your
I'll
intuition.
dream things. And then one thing my grandma used to tell me, she said, if you see somebody in your dreams that is gone, if it's a man, it's a woman that's getting ready to die. If it's a woman, it's a man getting ready to die. And I remember when my cousin's husband, because he recently passed, I had a dream that her father had passed because her father was very sick. And she was just like, and I told my mom, I was just like, I had a dream that he passed. I said, and it kind of shook me. And she was just like, and my mom immediately said, it's not him. And I was just like, she was just like, she said, it is somebody close to like my cousin. She said, somebody close. She said, but it's not him. And my mom, and I was like, my mom said, because she said, because God said it's not his time yet. And not long after that, my cousin's husband fell, like had a heart attack, clean out on the floor. He was at some training or whatever, went out, had a heart attack in the hospital, and he died like maybe I say a week later. And and that's stuff like when I dream stuff, like even like say if I dream about my aunt or my grandmother, I know somebody's very sick, because my grandmother was very nurturing and my aunt was very nurturing. So if somebody like, if I see my aunt or if I see my grandmother, I know somebody is getting ready to be very sick. And in 9 times out of 10, that's what happens. If I dream about my grandfather or my aunt who, passed, or my uncle who passed, I know it's either a man or a woman.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh.
If
So
you dream about me, make me a millionaire, a billionaire.
but I mean, even
Mm.
things like even their dreams that I don't understand. I like I'll dream about something and I don't understand it. I'll go to my mom and I'll be like, I had a dream about such and such, and she'll sit there and she'll pause for a minute, and she won't say anything for like, a minute, and then next thing you know, she starts telling you exactly what it is, and then you're
See,
like,
I'm like that with the boys. I can't tell them they dreams, but when the boys were little, I had I had a dream that I was in a drive-in movie theater, and I'm just bomb. You have dreams, and it's not associated with your real life, but you don't realize it's not your real life. So I'm just chilling in a drive-in movie theater concession stand, and Khalil walks up to me in my dream, and he's little. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, what are you doing here? And it kind of got me out of my dream because he's, pulling on me. And I woke up and I went to his bedroom and he's in the middle of a night terror and he's saying, Mom, Mom. And I would tell him, if you're in distress in your dream, call out to me. And I swear, when they do, I hear it.
mhm.
It'll wake me up out of my sleep and
Yeah,
I'll
it's a
be able to go to
mother's
them.
that's a mother's
That's the truth.
intuition. Yeah, yeah,
Well,
It'll
listen,
tell.
look, we need to get into some of these quotes real quick because we
yeah.
got
Let's
some
get into the
good.
Look,
quotes.
Sassy getting the heebie-jeebies.
I am getting the heebie-jeebies, y'all. Like I got chills. I literally have goosebumps. But dreaming of fish foretells of pregnancy. I've
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
Lord.
always heard that. I don't
Yeah.
dream of
All
fish
day.
anymore.
That's
Yep.
the truth.
Yep.
Knocking on wood to ward off harm.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Another saying is, and I know I grew up with this, and I still say this: don't let your wants hurt you.
Yes.
Um,
Hmm.
this was my mother's favorite saying when we would say we want or like something. She would say, "A monkey likes money, but ain't got no pockets to put it in." And my sister's girlfriend, she passed on, but she loved it so much. My sister, before she passed, had a T-shirt made with a monkey in the middle of it with that saying for her girlfriend because she was like, "I love the fact that Miss Jackie says that every time you want something."
Mm-hmm.
Um, a hard head makes a soft behind.
That
Mm-hmm.
was my grandmother and mama favorite, honey. That's the truth.
Yes. Yes. I
Same thing
still
make
hear
you
that.
laugh or make you cry.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. What about don't write a check?
Your ass
Get
can't
That your
what?
ass
cash.
There
can't
you go.
cash. Yep. Right. Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
yes. Um, this one surprised me because when I heard my great aunt say it, I'm like, who the hell? We don't cut cotton too much no more. I was like, what? It means they don't rock with each other anymore. They don't talk to each other
Yeah.
anymore.
Oh wow.
I
I
said
never
we
heard
don't
that one.
cut cotton, but I gotta
Yeah, I never heard
realize,
that one.
she was in her 90s, and
Mm-hmm.
I was maybe 17, 18. So she was like, you know what I'm saying? I never heard that. Never
Yeah.
heard that.
My grandfather would say, if you think you slick, you can stand another greaser.
Oh man.
One monkey don't stop no show.
Yep.
At all,
But
honey.
we
Yep.
but in the group chats for vacation, there's always that one monkey that will stop the whole show. We've got to get out of that that mindset. Um, a united family eats from the same plate.
Mm-hmm.
I never heard that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
never heard it, but I
Yeah.
agree with
My aunt,
I agree with it.
my grandaunt used to say that. She was like, if we stick together, then
I think
nobody
the
can
with
come.
with
Yeah.
I think with what's going on now in the nation, black people need to have that mindset. We
Exactly.
we all need to be eating from that same plate. This
Right.
one sounds like Kim because she says it all the time. A closed mouth does not get fed.
Yes.
it at
Yes.
all.
So if you ain't gonna ask for it, they ain't gonna volunteer
Right.
it. Like
Hmm.
Right.
so.
Yeah. Now this one.
Every
This is
woman
one.
is sitting on a diamond mine.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much.
Mm.
Now, my mom always tell me, and she even tell my kids, she was like, "Mind how," and my grandmother used to say it, but she was like, "Mind how you treat people, because you never know whose head your lap has to fall into."
Hey,
Oh wow.
Hmm.
My
yes, that
grandmother, who was the wife of a pastor, said a woman can run around town faster with her skirt up than a man can with his pants down.
just because she was a wife of a pastor don't mean she wasn't still a woman.
Oh no, she used to my grandmother would come up with some stuff. I never forget she told me my girlfriend
Say that one again, though. Say that one again. People need to hear
a
that one
woman
again.
can a woman can run around town faster with her skirt up than a man can with his pants down.
I like that.
Yes.
That's funny.
Yes.
Pull my
But I
skirt
know,
up.
I be like, Mom, why would you say something?
Yeah.
I just got what you said. That is hilarious. But yes. What about don't buy no man or woman you dating shoes? Because
Hey,
Yeah,
they'll
because they
walk out
walk
your
out of your
life.
life.
yes, my mother told me that. She was like, "You don't buy no man, you can buy him whatever you want. Don't buy him no shoes." I said, "But they left anyway," and I ain't.
Mm.
I bought bedroom slippers. I guess they were shoes.
Oh man, that's funny.
Oh
All
my god.
right, so
Oh,
before we get into this week's poll, last week's poll, we wanted to know what little known fact surprised you the most. So the first one was flatworms have penis fencing.
I knew that.
Yeah,
look at
exactly.
the two
Right,
little. My nails are probably longer than
right,
they.
exactly. And the next one was chainsaws during childbirth.
That's
Yeah,
horrible.
That was,
that
yeah,
was
that was crazy.
that was
So
definitely thought up by a man.
right, exactly. So this week's poll is what is the top black saying? Like what's the number one that you say it and no matter where you hear it, everybody know what it means. I think
I
for
mean,
me
just
it's the
think that
palms itching. Everybody know,
the
oh,
palms itching, the ears ringing. Here's one: women not putting their purse on the floor because you'll never have
oh
any money in it.
yes. Yes.
You
Oh
Yeah.
never
yeah.
have any money in it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You'll be broke.
You
Yep.
will
You
be
Yep.
heard
broke.
that. You heard that.
Yeah.
And men are putting hats on beds.
Oh yeah,
Can't
yeah,
put a
yeah.
hat
You
on a
can't do
bed.
that.
Now,
You can't do that.
one thing that I'm really big on, it drives people crazy. Men can't wear their hats in my house. My grandfather never allowed
Oh
men
yeah,
to
you
have their
can't.
hats on in the house.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And
no.
my father carried that. So now when I see, and it drives me crazy, when I go up my mom's house and I see my sister's boyfriend sitting in the house with the hat on, I just look at my father's portrait. I was like, you wouldn't have allowed that. But I don't
Yeah.
live here anymore and I let it go. But I still say something like, why? Men sitting at a dinner table with a hat on?
Oh
Oh
no,
yeah,
yeah, you
no. You're
couldn't.
not supposed
Yeah,
to do
my grandfather, you could not. You came through that door, you better take that hat off. They did not play that. They did
No.
not
Yeah.
play
And
that.
then, and men look at me like, are you serious? I'm like, you can either take your hat off or you can go home. It's not up for debate.
Right.
It's a hat.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's a hat.
Exactly. All right, y'all. So this was good.
This is a great show.
This was a
I
good
can't wait
show.
to see the comments for some of the things that y'all come up with. Or that
I know.
sayings that we never even heard of.
Right.
For real.
Right. Right. All right. So final thought of the day. Superstition is like that one black person that takes off running. We don't know or ask any questions. We're just out. And
That's
that's true for
facts.
all black
That is
people.
fact.
One
You see
person
one
start
black
running,
person running,
We
everybody
we
run.
don't
running.
even ask. Once we
I
get
don't
to
even
where
need
we
to
going,
ask
now
what we
where
running
we
from.
running from, and don't let a gunfire go off. We disperse.
Scatter.
It's like parting the Red Sea. People are
Exactly.
gone.
We are out.
Mhm.
We are
Gone. Are you
out.
kidding me? Not only do you
Look, then
not
you
ask
get like a
questions,
mile away.
you
You be
keep
like,
right. What
why
happened?
we
Yeah,
running?
we're like, what's going on?
You drop food, you drop drink. Hopefully you ain't got a baby in your arms because you might drop that too.
Exactly.
Better keep
Exactly.
it
But
moving.
we're
Yeah.
out. Yep. That's it. So
I
yeah.
guess we're out too, ladies.
Yes. Yes, we are. This is a great show. I love
This
this.
was. All right, y'all. This is Women's Talk Overnights with your girl April J.
Your girl SassyScribe.
And your girl KL. Not in the
And we
car.
will and listen, we will see you. What did you say?
Not in the car.
Not in the
KL,
car.
not
Not
in
in
the
the car.
car.
That's right. You're not in the car. There you go.
Well, at least you get the rest today because you have
Yeah.
been grinding, my friend.
Yeah.
Grinding.
Yeah. All right. So listen, we will see you next week for our new season. Season 2. So yay. So yeah, we in season 2. Uh-oh. Yeah, so join us next week for season 2. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace.
Bye.
Women talk live.